As we navigate the wonderful years of life after 60, the choices we make about the food on our plates become more important than ever. It's not just about enjoyment. It's about fueling our bodies with the very best ingredients to support vitality, strength, and long-term well-being. Fish, without a doubt, often sits at the top of the list of recommended health foods, celebrated for its lean protein and those famous omega-3 fatty acids. However, the simple advice to eat more fish is not always as straightforward as it seems. The modern ocean, much like the rest of our world, has its complexities, and some fish species can carry hidden risks that are particularly significant for older adults. Your body is wiser and more experienced, but it also processes things differently than it did decades ago. Being mindful of these changes is the key to making truly empowering decisions. In this video, we will delve into the 3 types of fish that are best left off your plate, not to scare you, but to equip you with knowledge about specific contaminants and why they matter more now. Then we'll celebrate the 3 fantastic fish that are absolute superstars for senior health, explaining the unique and direct benefits they offer for your heart, brain, bones, and overall vitality. Our goal is to transform you from a confused shopper into a confident connoisseur of seafood, ensuring that every delicious bite you take is a positive step towards supporting your health. Before we dive in, I'd like you to leave a comment saying, "My energy is increasing with every healthy choice I make." Positive affirmations attract good things into our lives, so take a moment to write it down. My energy is increasing with every healthy choice I make. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart. This video is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional or registered dietitian for personalized guidance. Now, let's begin. When we talk about fish that are poor choices for seniors, we are not discussing fish that are simply bland or unappetizing. The concern here is far more serious, revolving around invisible contaminants that can accumulate in the body over time. As we age, our body's natural systems for processing and eliminating toxins become less efficient than they once were. This means that substances that a younger person might consume without an immediate noticeable effect can, in an older body, build up to levels that may quietly interfere with our health. The primary villain in this story is mercury, a heavy metal that finds its way into our oceans and, consequently, into the fish that live there. The rule of thumb is simple yet crucial. The larger and longer-lived a fish is, and the higher it sits on the marine food chain, the more mercury it is likely to have stored in its flesh. This is because a big fish does not just absorb mercury from the water. It also consumes countless smaller fish, each with its own tiny amount of mercury, effectively concentrating all those tiny amounts into one large toxic package. With this understanding, let us look at the 3 fish that represent the highest risk and deserve a permanent place on your do not eat list. King mackerel stands at the very top of the list of fish that seniors should conscientiously and completely avoid. And this firm recommendation is due almost entirely to its notoriously and consistently high concentration of mercury, which is among the highest found in any commonly available seafood. This particular fish is a large, fast-swimming predator that roams the open ocean, and its position at the top of the marine food chain is the direct cause of its dangerous contamination. The process begins with tiny organisms in the water absorbing minute amounts of mercury, which are then consumed by very small fish, and those small fish are in turn hunted and eaten by larger fish, and this process continues all the way up to the king mackerel, which spends its life consuming a vast quantity of these smaller, already contaminated fish. With every single meal it eats, the king mackerel absorbs and stores the mercury from its prey into its own muscle tissue and organs, a process known as bioaccumulation that results in this apex predator carrying a toxic burden that is millions of times higher than the water it swims in. For a senior whose body's natural detoxification pathways, particularly the liver and kidneys, are not operating with the same robust efficiency they once had, consuming this fish is akin to introducing a slow-acting poison that the body struggles to process and eliminate. Unlike when we were younger and could occasionally process a small amount of a toxin without lasting effect, the mercury from a single serving of king mackerel can linger in the system of an older adult for weeks or even months, and with repeated consumption, it steadily builds up to levels that can interfere with the delicate workings of the nervous system. This interference can manifest in subtle but deeply concerning ways, such as a gradual dulling of mental sharpness, minor tremors in the hands, or persistent pins and needle sensations in the extremities, all of which are signs of nerve damage. The threat is especially insidious because you will not feel sick immediately after eating it. The damage is cumulative and silent, making it all the more important to make a firm and permanent rule to avoid this specific fish entirely, regardless of how it is prepared or where it is served. The reasoning for avoiding shark is beautifully simple, yet critically important, and it revolves around a fundamental principle of marine ecology that has direct and serious consequences for human health, especially the health of seniors. Sharks are the ultimate apex predators of the ocean, the lions and tigers of the deep, and they have earned this fearsome reputation by being powerful, long-lived hunters that sit absolutely at the top of their food chain with no natural predators of their own. A shark's diet consists entirely of eating other large fish, seals, and even other sharks, and many of the animals it consumes are themselves predators that have already accumulated mercury from their own prey. This means that when a shark eats a tuna, for instance, it is not just consuming the mercury in that single tuna. It is consuming all the mercury that the tuna itself accumulated from the countless smaller fish it ate throughout its life. This process creates a powerful concentrating effect, where the mercury load is magnified at every single step up the food chain, resulting in the shark, as the final consumer, carrying an incredibly concentrated and potent dose of this neurotoxin in its body. Furthermore, sharks are among the longest living fish in the ocean, with some species living for 70 years or more, and this long lifespan provides them with decades of time to continuously feed and build up an even greater reservoir of mercury in their tissues. For a senior eating shark meat, which is sometimes misleadingly sold under names like flake, rock salmon, or dogfish, is one of the most direct ways to ingest a massive dose of mercury in a single sitting. There is no moderate or occasional amount that is considered safe for this demographic. The concentration is simply too high, and the risk of it overwhelming the body's already slowed clearance mechanisms is too great. The potential for this single meal to contribute to long-term neurological issues is significant, and it is a risk that is entirely avoidable by simply taking shark and all its alternative names off your personal menu for good, protecting your nervous system from this potent and cumulative threat. The case of the Orange Roughy is a fascinating and cautionary tale that highlights why the lifespan of a fish is a critical factor to consider, often even more so than its size or its position in the food chain. This deep-water fish, known for its mild flavor and pleasing texture, leads a life that is remarkably slow and long. It dwells in the cold, dark depths of the ocean, grows at an exceptionally sluggish rate, and does not reach reproductive maturity until it is around 30 years old, with many individuals living to be well over 100 years old. This incredible longevity is the central reason why it poses such a significant health risk, particularly for older adults. Imagine a fish swimming in the ocean for a century, passively filtering water and feeding on smaller organisms throughout its entire long life. During all those decades, it is constantly and inexorably absorbing low levels of mercury from its environment and its diet. Unlike a short-lived fish like a sardine that might be caught after only a few years, the Orange Roughy has a full century to accumulate this toxic metal, building up a concentration that is remarkably high by the time it is caught and landed on your plate. Eating a fillet of Orange Roughy is, in a very real sense, consuming a condensed history of oceanic mercury pollution from the last 100 years for a senior citizen whose body is less adept at processing and excreting such toxins. Introducing this time-released package of mercury is an unwise gamble with their neurological health. The slow metabolism and long lifespan of the Orange Roughy that make it so vulnerable to overfishing are the very same characteristics that make it a dangerous food choice. Furthermore, because it is so long-lived and slow to reproduce, populations of Orange Roughy are easily depleted, making it a poor choice from an environmental sustainability standpoint as well. Therefore, avoiding Orange Roughy is a decision that benefits not only your personal health by preventing the intake of a high-mercury fish, but also supports the health of the ocean's fragile deep-sea ecosystems, allowing you to make a choice that is good for your body and good for the planet. Now that we have clearly identified the fish to avoid, let us turn our attention to the wonderful world of fish that you should wholeheartedly embrace. These are the nutritional powerhouses, the safe harbors, and the delicious options that will deliver immense health benefits without the associated risks. The focus here is on fish that are low in mercury, high in beneficial nutrients, and generally sustainable and affordable. For seniors, incorporating these fish into your weekly diet can be a transformative habit, contributing directly to improved heart health, sharper mental function, stronger bones, and maintained muscle mass. These are not just abstract health claims. These are tangible benefits that can translate into more energy for your daily activities, a clearer mind for your hobbies and conversations, and a stronger body to prevent falls and injuries. Let us dive into the 3 best fishes that deserve a regular spot on your dinner plate. There is a very good reason why wild-caught salmon is so often celebrated as the king of healthy fish, and for seniors looking to protect their most vital organs, it truly stands in a class of its own as a nutritional superstar. The most famous and powerful benefit of salmon comes from its exceptionally high concentration of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically 2 types known as EPA and DHA, which are often referred to as the good fats because of the profound and positive impact they have on nearly every system in the body. For your cardiovascular system, which can become more vulnerable with age, these omega-3s act like a gentle natural medicine, working to reduce unhealthy triglycerides in the blood, decrease chronic inflammation that can damage artery walls, and help lower blood pressure, all of which significantly reduces your overall risk of suffering a heart attack or a stroke. The benefits extend powerfully to your brain as well. The DHA type of omega-3 is a fundamental building block of brain cell membranes and is essential for maintaining the fluidity and health of your neural connections. Regularly eating wild-caught salmon provides your brain with the raw materials it needs to support memory, focus, and cognitive speed, and numerous studies have suggested that it can even help slow the progression of age-related cognitive decline. The wild-caught aspect is important because these fish, having swum freely in their natural environment and consumed a diverse diet of smaller organisms, tend to have a higher level of these beneficial fats and a lower level of unwanted contaminants compared to their farmed counterparts. Beyond the omega-3s, salmon is also an outstanding source of high-quality, easily digestible protein, which is absolutely crucial for seniors to combat the natural loss of muscle mass that occurs with age, a condition known as sarcopenia, helping you maintain the strength in your arms and legs that you need for an active and independent lifestyle. It is also a good natural source of vitamin D, a nutrient that many older adults are deficient in and which is vital for calcium absorption, immune function, and mood regulation. If there is one fish that is almost perfectly designed to address the specific health concerns of aging, it is the humble, often overlooked sardine, a small fish that delivers an outsized punch of nutrition in a very convenient and affordable package. The most remarkable and unique benefit of sardines comes from the simple fact that you consume the entire fish, including the soft, edible bones that are so tiny they require no special preparation, but are literally packed with two of the most critical nutrients for bone health: calcium and vitamin D. As we age, our bones naturally begin to lose density and become more brittle, a condition known as osteoporosis, which dramatically increases the risk of a debilitating fracture from a simple fall. Consuming sardines regularly provides a direct and highly bioavailable source of bone-building material. The calcium fortifies the bone matrix itself, while the vitamin D acts as the essential key that allows your body to properly absorb and utilize that calcium, ensuring it goes to your skeleton where it is needed most and not passed uselessly out of your body. This dynamic duo works in powerful synergy to help you maintain strong, resilient bones well into your later years. Beyond their stellar bone benefits, sardines are also, like salmon, an excellent source of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, supporting heart and brain health, and they are one of the very safest fish you can eat from a mercury perspective. Because they are small plankton-eating fish that have very short lifespans of only a few years, they have virtually no time to accumulate mercury or other toxins in their bodies, making them an worry-free choice. They are also incredibly sustainable, as their populations are robust and they reproduce quickly. Sardines are wonderfully versatile. They can be enjoyed straight from the can on a cracker, mashed with a little lemon juice and herbs as a spread, or tossed into a salad for a quick protein boost. For those days when you desire a meal that is light, easy to digest, and soothing to the system while still providing a solid foundation of health benefits, cod emerges as a perfect and time-honored choice that has been comforting diners for centuries. This mild-flavored white-fleshed fish is a classic example of a lean protein source, meaning it provides a substantial amount of high-quality protein with a very low level of fat, making it an exceptionally gentle food for the digestive tract, which can sometimes become more sensitive with age. For seniors who may experience occasional stomach upset or who simply prefer meals that do not feel heavy, a beautifully prepared piece of baked or poached cod is a nourishing and satisfying option that is unlikely to cause any discomfort. Beyond its digestive gentleness, cod is a valuable source of specific nutrients that are particularly friendly to your joints. It contains a good amount of selenium, a powerful antioxidant mineral that helps reduce oxidative stress throughout the body, including in the joint capsules where inflammation can cause stiffness and pain. It also provides phosphorus, which works in partnership with calcium to build strong bones and support the health of the cartilage that cushions your joints. While it is not as rich in omega-3s as oily fish like salmon, cod does still contain a beneficial amount, and its anti-inflammatory properties can contribute to reducing the overall background level of inflammation in the body, which can subtly ease the aches and discomfort associated with conditions like osteoarthritis. Furthermore, cod is a fish that is generally low in mercury, as it is a relatively short-lived species that feeds on small crustaceans and fish, placing it lower on the food chain and out of the high-risk category. Navigating the world of seafood doesn't have to be complicated or intimidating. With the clear guidelines we've outlined, you're now equipped with the knowledge to make confident, health-supporting choices whenever you shop for fish or order from a restaurant menu. Remember, this isn't about restriction. It's about making smarter swaps that can profoundly impact your well-being. Consider printing this list or bookmarking the video on your phone for easy reference. The next time you're at the grocery store and feel unsure at the seafood counter, you can pull out your personal checklist and know exactly what to look for. Eating well in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond is one of the most loving and powerful things you can do for yourself. It's an investment in your vitality, independence, and ability to enjoy all the moments that matter. By choosing the 3 best fish and avoiding the 3 worst, you're taking a simple proactive step toward a healthier, brighter, and more vibrant future